Good morning and welcome to another week of language learning here at Coffee Break Languages. It's Monday the 29th of August 2022 and as ever I thought I'd spend my morning coffee break with you and we'd talk a little about what's coming up this week on Coffee Break. Let's start with that today. So first of all, our podcast episode this week, we are going to be doing two podcast episodes, one in German, that's the magazine season 2 episode 10, and we're talking about the actor and director Till Schweiger, a very famous German speaker. And in the Coffee Break Italian magazine season 2 episode 10, we are focusing on two events with a kind of Renaissance flavour, which happen in the region of Le Marche. So some more listening practice for you in both Italian and German coming up this week in our magazine episodes. Now in our club, as ever, we have reading materials on Wednesday and video lessons on Friday, and coming up today some listening materials for you in French, German, Spanish and Italian. And again, if you'd like to find out more about the club, then just click on the link up here to be taken to our club page. And you'll find out how you, as a beginner or an intermediate learner, can make progress with your language skills by regularly practicing them over the course of the week. Now, of course, on social media, we'll have regular content on Monday, Wednesday and Friday on Facebook. We'll have content on Instagram and on Twitter and on TikTok. You can look forward to practicing your language skills, as ever, with these different social media platforms. And also look out on YouTube this week for a video that I filmed a couple of weeks back in Sweden. And this was a video filmed on the island of Vaxholm, where I had a fika with Hannah, our Coffee Break Swedish teacher. Now, we have actually been doing a little bit of upgrading our equipment here, and for I think the second time this video is being filmed in 4K, so I hope that this is improving your experience of watching our Coffee Break videos. And it got me thinking about upgrading your language, because as a language learner we start with the basics. So we start with the most basic version of a phrase. If you're ordering a coffee, if you can manage to say a coffee please, then that's already going to get you your coffee. If you want to move on from there, you could perhaps be more direct and say I want a coffee. That may seem a little bit too direct, but you are moving on. You're combining a verb with the noun, I want a coffee. Or taking it a little further and perhaps being a little more polite, I would like a coffee. Now, depending on which language you're learning, there are different ways to say this, of course, and the different levels of politeness and formality will change from one language to another. But if you're thinking about upgrading your language, then perhaps you could take it to another stage. And if you're more proficient in the language, you might say something like, would it be possible to have a coffee out on the terrace? Something like that. So my challenge to you is try to upgrade your language as you use it this week. And what I mean by that is think first of the most basic way to get your meaning across, then upgrade it. See if you can add more information, perhaps a higher register of language, or perhaps a more elaborate way of saying something. But as you work through the thing that you want to say, just try to add a little bit more information each time and see if you can upgrade what you are saying. One other thing that I wanted to mention about upgrading was a story where I basically managed to get an upgrade to my hotel room when I was in Norway a few months back, because I spoke in Norwegian at reception. I tried my best to say that I had a reservation and so on, and I spoke in Norwegian, and the receptionist was so happy that I was using Norwegian that I got a nice upgrade to a room with a balcony overlooking the square. So there you go. Sometimes upgrading your language skills can also involve you benefiting in some way with an upgrade. Have a great week of language learning. I hope that you get the opportunity to use your language skills and indeed to upgrade your language skills. Let me know how you get on in the comments. And of course, happy coffee breaking.